Hello, welcome to the other side. That's not even the lyrics. Uh, welcome, beautiful people. Happy Monday, happy week, happy life.
May be
We
blessed.
we are your hosts. I am Jessica.
What's up, boo boos? I'm Brittany Fontanez.
Hell yeah, she is. And you are listening to Mystifying Reality. You are in the right place. Let me
Reality.
just tell you.
Facts, you are.
Oh my gosh. And like we mentioned last week, this week we will be talking about letting go of people that don't serve you. Okay?
I hope you
Take it
got machetes ready.
take it from the queens. You feel me?
Mm,
The queens.
Facts. Queen of cutoff game, bro.
It's always on 100. Now we're
It's
not
oh,
saying it's easy,
it's
but
not.
it gotta be done.
Facts. All right, boo. So, like I said, I hope you got your machetes ready to cut these etheric cords because just know, you guys, when it comes to disconnecting from people, we got to disconnect from them energetically and spiritually, emotionally as well. So, letting go of people that don't serve you. Why is this important? Because if you haven't watched our last episode or listened to it, we talked about how we're not meant to be like this world. We're meant to
Mm-hmm.
change the narrative. And the thing is, I've learned so far in my life, I've been the queen of cutting people off. And I'm a Capricorn, so I'm really fucking good at it too. But I've learned when I let people go, it's like doors of opportunities and blessings arise and open up for me. And a lot of people underestimate the power of letting go of people. Now, I get it. You may have had friends from high school, even including family members you used to hang out with. But if you're a type of person who chooses to grow and be a better version of themselves and compete with only the person that you were yesterday, there's going to be a lot of people that fall out your life. And even sometimes when you don't want people to go, the universe makes a way for that person to be gone because the universe knows better than you. But the reason why it's important to work with the universe when it comes to letting people go, you'll feel it in your gut. You'll feel it in your system. I was like, oh, this person I don't vibe with. Oh, I don't think I should stay in this relationship. Oh, I don't want to really be around these family members. Listen to that gut feeling because a lot of people don't want to let people go because they'll feel guilty. They'll
Mm-hmm.
feel like, oh, I'm the bad person. I don't want to be the villain. I don't want them to talk shit. Here's the thing, you guys. We need to stop living in a fake world. Not everyone's meant to love you. Not everyone's meant to like you. You're not here to be liked or loved. You're here to be you and do what is best for you. And that includes letting people go that don't serve you. And I want to say the benefits of doing this, not only that doors of opportunity open up for you, but you find out that not only the true colors of people, but you find out how a lot of people benefited off of your good energy, off of
Mm-hmm.
your light, off of your love. And there's no way in hell that like you deserve that, but the universe is not going to tolerate that. Like I said in the last episode, there is a higher power that's looking out for you. And you may not know that, you may not believe that, but it always is. When people leave your life, it's for a reason. Like I always say, I love the saying, rejection is God's protection or rejection is divine redirection. Plain and simple. So, when you let go of people and you shed out that energy of what made you attract that type of person, when you let them go out your mind, out of your heart, out of your spirit, you start to realize that you open up a new doorway to a new beginning of meeting new people, of meeting the potentialities of what you never thought love could be, what you never thought a true friendship could be, what you never
Mm-hmm.
thought family could actually become. And the crazy thing is, a lot of people find family that aren't blood. A lot of people find friends who end up being more like siblings, hence Jessica and me.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people end up developing new relationships where they get triggered by, oh, I've never had anyone allow me look into their phone or text someone back or be like okay with me knowing their password. Oh my God, this is weird. This is unfamiliar to me. So, you know, it's so good to allow yourself to let go of people that don't serve you because you're not only teaching that person to see their wrongs and to see what is not serving them, but you're teaching yourself what your worth costs. So look at it this way. If you have $100,000 in your bank account, are you just going to give it to anyone? No, of course not. That's how you have to see your worth. You have to see your worth the same way.
Did
That was
y'all
it.
hear that? If you have $100,000 in your bank account, are you just gonna give it to anyone? No. That is how you need to see your worth. Oh my god. Let me tattoo that shit on my forehead.
I think I'm about to make a shirt out of that.
Oh my gosh. What?
Go ahead, but what do you want to put into that? I know you got
What?
something to say.
What? It's just like, listen, once you're born, you're not getting any younger, you're getting older. I'm sick
Mm-hmm.
and tired of living this fucking life miserably,
Yes.
boringly, without a purpose, without whatever it is and whatever it means to you. I am one that is also very good at letting go. If I feel like giving you an explanation, I do. If I don't, I don't.
Exactly.
I just really have paid attention into those that are really need to be in your life. There's not like a fight back, if that makes sense. And don't get me wrong, I've had instances where there's like people fight me on it,
Mm.
but it's more of like their guilt coming at me instead
Yeah.
of like it being like, oh, I'm not leaving. Because that's different. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you think you need somebody out of your life, but it may be a change that needs to be from you and them.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're allowed to have fights and have indifferences. That's life. That's a relationship, right? But that's way different. You working through it with someone and it feeling healthy
Mm-hmm.
than you just being like, you're not good for me, bye. And then you never hear from each other again. That says a lot. And I
Yeah,
like to think that that's protection.
it
I like
is.
to think that it happens for a reason. And that's when you need to start paying attention. I'm so good to the point where I don't really need to be letting go. I think I just did my
Mm.
last cleanse of letting go of people. And sometimes letting go is not getting rid of the person from your life. It's more of
Mm-hmm.
like they're an acquaintance. Like, yeah, like I see them here or I see them at work and I'll say hi and I'll have a cordial conversation, but you're not getting access to my energy. You're not getting access
Yes.
to me. You know what I'm saying? That's different. But then there's other people that you're like, no, like you're like I cut the cord, like you're gone. But
Yeah.
I would personally say I've gotten to the point where I meet someone I already know, like there's a wall going up because I'm not gonna push it down the line and then be like, I have to cut you off when I could just cut you off now. Like you're not.
Yeah.
You need to learn who and when to give access to people, what
Mm-hmm.
and where to share, and just protect yourself. Because it's like we do all this work to better ourselves, and then one fucking asshole can ruin the whole thing. And
Facts. We
it
could
really
fall
be
back
like that.
there.
It really be like
Mm-hmm.
that because you can get triggered to the point where you fall back into old ways. And it's like you need to sit with it and like really someone that you just met yesterday and you're like, I don't feel good about this person, but I just met them. I want to be nice. What the fuck? You don't even have 24 hours knowing them. Bye bye. It shouldn't
Yeah.
hurt you. It shouldn't fucking hurt you. What the fuck are you mean I want to be kind?
Yeah.
Do they even know your birthday? Do they know your last name? Like why do you fucking care? I hate when people do this because that's also a narrative where it's like, no, you have to be kind and you have to give people a
Yeah.
chance, even if they're walking all over you, even if you're fucking miserable.
Mm-hmm.
I've been told by people, whether I'm friends with them now or not, that I break glasses for people. And what they mean by that is like I've made friends through friends before and
Mm-hmm.
like then I'll stop being that other person's friend and stay with the friend, right?
Ah.
And
Yeah.
they'd be like, "Why are you not friends with them? Like I don't know what you're talking about." And I'd say A, B, and C and D, and I don't
Yeah.
like that, or this and this and this was done, and I don't respect that. So it's not gonna be that person's not for me. And then like a month later, then they begin to see it through their eyes. They're like, wow, like
Yeah.
you really broke that glass. Like sometimes we really have a glass over our eyes. And if you wear
Mm-hmm.
glasses, then you know what that blindness is like. where you
Fact.
truly either you don't see it or you don't want to see it because you don't want to believe it.
Mhm.
But there's
Yeah.
always gonna, trust me, when someone's not meant to be in your life, whether you want it or God is, whether you want it, you'll do it and remove them, or God will do it for you, and you'll see the signs.
Facts.
And some of us
Mhm.
just push them to the side till everything becomes a fucking shit show, and then you're like, what the fuck? So all I'm
Yeah.
saying is we need to work on cutting that suffering and losing time in half, or just cutting it in
Mhm.
general, and being more mindful of who we let enter into our space, so that we don't necessarily have to go through that, because not everyone is like us, not everyone likes that. I kind of get a bit
True.
of joy when I do
I
that,
do.
and it sounds a little weird, like a little like, I don't
No,
know.
you're proud of yourself. You're proud of yourself for
Exactly.
doing what's best for you.
But it
Yeah.
makes me happy because at the end of the day, the person that needs to be happy is myself. And fuck anybody that says, "Oh, you need to give people closure. You need to give people um
Chances.
chances or explanations." No. Listen, because if there's one thing about me, I'm not just going to get up and leave. I'm going to give you chances. Whether you know it's a
Facts.
chance or not,
Same.
9 times out of 10, I'll tell you this is a chance. Like, I'll tell
Yeah.
you this is not working. We need to work it out. And obviously, if it's not fixed, bye bye. Because if I'm the only one that's
Mhm.
caring, we don't need to be in each other's lives, right? But I just think it's
Exactly.
funny when people have the audacity to be like, "Oh, she just stopped talking to me. I don't know what happened." Yeah, you know what happened.
Yeah.
You knew it was
know.
coming. You knew it was broiling, and it just happened, and you just didn't think it was going to.
Exactly. Here's the
Thank you.
crazy thing,
Bye.
you guys. The fact that Jessica just said that, when people stop talking to you, they know they need to apologize. And they
Yeah.
know they need to own up to shit. You know what's crazy? I've always been that kind person. But when someone, I give chances, and sometimes I don't let you know, sometimes I do. But it gets to a point when I literally just lose it. Like, not like out of a temper tantrum. I'm just like, yo, washing my hands, I'm done. I've done that with so many relationships in my life. 9 times out of 10, all my exes usually come back after shitting on me, gaslighting me, hurting me, putting me down. And when I finally got enough of that shit, I would never forget I had an ex who used to do that to me all the time. And I told her, this was like we were together in high school multiple times. She was like the hot girl everyone wanted, and everyone was like, "Why are you with the emo girl?" But it's like, so after high school, like this was when I was around 20, and she ended up finding me on Facebook. And she's like, "I've been trying to look for you everywhere. I've been trying to find someone like you, and I can't." So I gave her one last chance, and I told her this is going to be the last chance you ever get. And she fucked it up. She fucked it up. She started to get jealous, started trying to make me jealous, started to get jealous, like would like ghost me and then would be nice to me one day. And I'll never forget, she wrote me, she's like, "Hey stranger, so when you coming over?" Never wrote her back. I never have. And I think like 2 years ago, I went to the store with my stepmother and I saw her in line, walked right by her. I didn't give no fucks, didn't give no explanation. And the same thing with all of my other exes. No explanations, just bounce. And it's not because it was out of resentment or hatred. It's because I loved myself more than I loved them. And that's the thing I really want to emphasize to you guys. You got to love yourself more than you love other people. There's no way in hell you can love someone more than you love yourself. And if you do, then you don't really know what love is, because it has to start
Exactly.
with you. It has
Exactly.
to start with you.
The
And
accountability happens during the
yes,
relationship. That's when you need to be talking about
exactly.
shit, not when you're fucking done. It's a little too late.
Exactly. And you know what's crazy? Everyone made me the villain, and all of a sudden
Always.
they end up coming back on the low when no one knows. And it's like, oh no, sweetheart, you had your chance. There's no more. I'm not gonna tolerate your shit. I'm not gonna tolerate the fact that you overstep my boundaries when I let you know what my boundaries are. I'm not gonna allow you to use my past against me. Like, no. Like, no. You had your chance. I gave you effort. You didn't want to put in effort. That's too bad on you. Now, I'm not saying this to praise myself, you guys. I'm saying this because I know myself. I know what I bring to the table. I know who I am. I change people's lives to the
Yup.
point they come back. That's how impactful I am. And this is why I don't give my access to just anyone. I'm very, very intentional with who I hang out with. Like not too long ago, I met this girl on Instagram from one of my spiritual advisors. And you guys, when I was younger, I used to go clubbing all the time, used to drink all the time, and I never liked the people I did it with. Never. There was always shit that went down, things we talked about I didn't like. But when I went out with her, because she has a YouTube channel just like me, she's spiritual just like me, she does healing work just like me, I had the best time of my life. I was like, damn, this is someone I want to keep in my life. Not because I had a good time, it's because I could be myself with her. She could be herself with me. We could share things to each other that we don't share with other people. I've never had that. And it's all because I decided to let
Pretty
go.
jealous.
Oh, don't be boo. Because once we hang out, it's a done deal. It's a done deal. Just so you guys know, we met each other through acting class online, so we haven't met each other physically yet. Don't be jelly. Don't be jelly. You're
I'm
my homegirl.
jealous.
Don't be. She's not really jealous.
Yes, I am.
Don't be.
Whatever.
I'll give you an air hug, but you don't like hugs. But I give them anyway, so here you go. See? Just hissed at me. See? But you guys, the art, I do have a video on this. I'll link it underneath here. It's called The Art of Detachment. And it's really important to learn how to detach, you guys, because when you let go of people, you're not letting go of people. You're letting go of the old part of you that was connected and attracted to that type of person. And it does get hard. It is hard. Like, I'm not saying it's easy for me now and I like it because I'm proud of myself. But before it was really hard for me knowing that I used to be codependent, knowing that I used to just latch on so tightly. And it was hard for me. Those were the hardest moments of my life. I would cry and grieve for days because I just felt so lonely, you know? It's
It's not
not
easy.
easy. But here, look at it this way. You got to kiss a lot of frogs until you get your Prince Charming, right?
Oh shit! Another one.
So you got to go through so many moths until you find butterflies, you
Oh
know?
my god.
Like, I'm just speaking golden nuggets, bro.
She got
Like,
me fucked up.
you guys, it's like we have to know. Here's the thing we got to normalize. Not everyone's your friend.
Yeah.
So don't call people your friends. Normalize, oh, this is my coworker. This is my acquaintance. This is my neighbor. This is my family's friend.
Exactly.
Normalize that, you guys, because not everyone is your friend. Not everyone's your family. Even blood's not family.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of family members that I don't call my family. I don't. And they get so offended by that. I don't give a fuck. They know what they did and they know how they act. So it's like we have to normalize letting people go. Because listen, you guys, old part of ourselves die, people end up dying, jobs leave our life, money is up and low, everything is always shifting. So we have to allow people to come into our life temporarily and enjoy that. And when they leave, be grateful. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes for me, I started to learn when it comes to relationships, I don't demonize that person. I don't. At the end of the day, I take accountability for my part of the relationship and probably why they left and probably all this. Not putting all the blame on myself, but me taking accountability is me taking back my control. And when people leave my life and I see what they were there to teach me, then I give grace and I give gratitude because I know at the same time I was a guide for them too. So,
Ooh, I like that. And
mm,
you also have to realize there's people that come with soul ties. You're not gonna have soul ties with
yeah.
everyone, but you really need to pay attention to who you really share, what you share with, relationships, and
Mm-hmm.
who you have relationships and make love to, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Because soul ties
Facts.
are real. And every time
They
you
are.
get really close to someone, whether it's just verbally or physically, you are going to take a part of that person, and
Mm-hmm.
vice versa. And when you're done with someone, you're truly done with someone, you need to make sure that you are also releasing everything that they've given you, because not all times
Yes.
is that healthy or is it good, and it may just be something that's pushing you back as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
I want to say that.
I love that you brought that up because I really want to emphasize the importance of this. You guys, if you don't follow, subscribe to my YouTube channel, I tell a lot about my story, how I used to be promiscuous and all that. You guys, when we get close to people physically, like I'm not judging anyone who hooks up. I used to be like that. I'm not into that anymore. But when you are interacting with someone, not just physically, but sexually as well, you're not only touching their physical body, you're picking up their energy, probably
Mm-hmm.
curses that are in their bloodline, their insecurities, their scarcity, their mindset, the good aspects about themselves, and vice versa. We have to be mindful that even when people step into our aura, they're picking up our energy and we're picking up their energy. We have to be very mindful of this, you guys, because when you have discernment, you know who to keep at arm's length and you know who to keep close.
Hell
And when you
yeah.
cut people off, you will know damn well that that was a lesson that you needed to learn. And when people
Mm-hmm.
leave your life, that's what God is trying to teach you, a lesson that you have yet to learn. And I'm going to share this one thing that's going to trigger a lot of people. The reason why things repeat in your life, hence why you attract the same friendships and the same relationship, is because you lacked learning the lesson and you
Hell
lacked taking
yeah.
accountability.
Hell yeah.
And a lot of people,
Hell fucking yeah.
yeah, like a lot of people don't want to recognize that. That's why they rather blame. That's why they jump into a new relationship rather than healed from the last one. And it's just like, it's because people are too frightened to swallow the pill that they probably were the problem. And we have to be real about this, you guys. And even including myself, I was the problem in some of my relationships and connections. I was the toxic one. But me taking accountability has able to help me shift that from to stop playing the victim and start being someone who takes responsibility. So, you guys, cutting people off is part of the journey because when you are always leveling up and growing, not everyone can go on your path, but there's going to be new people that are meant to be on your path. Embrace those moments because you're going to end up creating long term friendships or relationships or temporary ones. But they're here to show you how much you are growing and learn to embrace that because that is part of the process.
Hell yeah. And I really do want to put emphasis on like um a lot of us may tend, because I've done it before, we're constantly growing, but some of us tend to hold on to our past and who we used to be and blame
Yeah.
ourselves. You're no, we're not perfect, right? No matter how many problems or how many mistakes you've made, as long as you recognize them, and from the day you recognize them, try to make it better, be a better person, never do it again, that's already growth, right? And so
Mm
there's people in our lives that are like that, right? There are people in our lives that have created impact, whether they made you realize who you are, whether they helped you during a mental health crisis, whatever it is, right? And you're attached to that. You may not be attached to that person. They may not even be the same anymore. Most of the time they aren't. But that specific moment, you may feel like you owe them something,
hmm.
or like
Yeah.
you have to keep them around because they did this to you, whatever. At the end of the day, we do things in life like help people realize or teach things, but life keeps moving, right? So if someone was there for you for one specific moment, you learned from it, you've grown it, you always show gratitude towards it. I'm sure that
Mm
you have told them what you feel, but that doesn't mean that you have to keep them in their life even though they don't suit you anymore, because people
hmm.
sometimes
Mm hmm.
come for seasons and leave
Yep.
for no reasons, and
Oh,
you're not one
oh,
to sit there and have to try to I know you're not the only one. You know, sit there and try and like fucking write an essay or try to, see what the fuck happened. It is what it is. Shit happens. But don't not let go of someone because you feel like you owe them something. Because that's not how life
yeah.
works.
You don't owe anyone anything, you guys. You really don't. Unless the person is kind to you and you want to give them an explanation, do so. But if
Exactly.
they don't reciprocate what you're putting out, you don't need to give them anything, you guys. I
Exactly.
want you guys to normalize the fact that you don't need to feel guilty doing what is best for you. You just
Exactly.
fucking don't.
At the
You
end of the
really don't.
day, at the end of the day, if you need to give an explanation, the only person you need to be explaining shit to is yourself. So you know where the fuck you are
Facts.
and if you're straight or not, and what the fuck you need to do to move on. Because, like Brittany said, it's not easy. I'm not telling you, oh, you're going to cut a person that was in your life for 8, 10 years and you're going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm fucking happy. Yeah. No, you're going to
It
cry.
takes
You're going
time.
to moan. It's a death. It's a relationship, literal death. Like sometimes breakups or whatever you want to call it between people or relationships, whoever it is, it's harder than grieving someone that you know is 6 feet underground and is dead. Because you know they're
Yeah.
alive, you know they're still there, you crave that whatever the hell you that great moment you had. But sometimes you have to realize, am I really going to sit here and think about all the great times we had, knowing damn well that all the bad toxic times very so outweigh those little three events? No, it's
Yeah.
not worth
Mm-hmm.
it. And that's where the problem is. We want to hold on to shit that, we recognize, we are grateful for, but you got to keep it pushing. Because at the end of the day, you
Mm-hmm.
never know what letting go of one person, how many others are waiting. Like you said, you never know if you leave
Exactly.
one person, how many doors you're opening. That one person
Mm-hmm.
may be fucking up your whole life, and you're just there trying to
Facts.
still make it work.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're scared of the feelings, you're scared of being upset, you're scared of moving on, you're scared of the unknown. But guess what? The unknown is what we need to be excited about.
Yes.
So,
A lot of golden nuggets in this episode. I am loving it. I am fucking loving it. Cause like I said in the last episode, me and her queens are cutting off because we've been through the process of learning how to grieve, learning how to let go of our old part of ourselves that connected to people. It's because we're not fearful to grow. A lot of people scared, they're scared of growth. They're scared of the unknown. But like when you can embrace the unknown, you can allow unexpected things and people to come into your life and surprise you. And that is the best fucking thing, honestly. I love when the universe surprises me. I used to be scared of letting people go because I didn't know what was going to happen. But the more I started to embrace it, and the more I started to surrender into it, I get so thrilled and be like, yo, universe, shock me, surprise me, give me some good news, bring me someone who's going to be good to me. And now that I started to see it that way, I have way better friendships. I have way better potentialities of relationships, and I have great connections with my family. So it's like, you guys, like I I love I love cutting people off. I love when people reject me because it's like we're not meant for each other. And that's okay. That's fucking okay. And also, I want to give another thing. On a spiritual level, everyone is here playing a part.
mm-hmm.
So when someone comes into your life and they trigger you, they're teaching you a lesson. When
Yeah.
someone comes into your life and helps you and assists you and supports you, they're teaching you something. You're being taught something every time people come into your life and leave. Probably they're teaching you about your abandonment wounds. Probably they're teaching you your how you see love. They're probably teaching you about your self-worth. Don't allow what we're saying as a way to think like, oh, I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. No, that's not true unless you believe
Mm-hmm.
that. But what is true is that when you allow people to go and you do the process of grieving and crying and letting out whatever emotions you need to let out to fully release them, then you're giving yourself the opportunity to see who you can become, to see who
Mm-hmm.
you can meet, to see what is out there that you never experienced before. People are hanging on. Like, if you look at a rope, there's a picture that I used to see years ago, but it's like a rope, and then you have a hand that's holding so tightly to the rope, and you see the hand start burning and turning red and creating a rash because they're holding on so tightly. But then you see the other picture of the depiction of that, of the hand letting go, and all of a sudden the redness is going away, the rash is starting to heal. You see where I'm getting at, you guys, is that when you hold on to what is keeping you the same, you're not allowing yourself to see who you can become. But
Oof.
when you allow yourself to let go, not only you can see who you can become, but you can see who's going to be on the journey to who you can grow into, to who you can assist, to who you can actually interact with. And here's the crazy thing, you guys. When you allow people to leave your life, doors are going to open up for you to the point that you may have a goal and someone you don't know may lead you to accomplish that goal, or like introduce you to someone who's going to help you with that goal or with that situation. So it's like, don't feel shame in letting people go. Don't feel guilty because it's part of the process. How else are we supposed to grow unless we die out the old parts of ourselves and the old version of ourselves? Like, there's no growth if we remain the same and hold on. Like, that's my truth.
Ooh. That was a great way to end it. I'm not topping that.
Facts.
Listen, I'm telling you guys need to take notes and really, really sit with yourself, because when you start realizing shit, that's when the ball gets rolling. So
Facts.
this was a great episode. I think this is
It
one of my
was.
favorites.
It's definitely one of my favorites, not gonna lie.
Alrighty, folks. Thank you so much for listening. Like we always say, you can give us a follow on Instagram. All our handles are there at Mystifying Reality Podcast. Or you can email us at mystifyingrealitypodcast@gmail.com. And we will catch you next week.
Have a blissful one, you guys. Only love.
Only love. Every time she says that, I want to sing, but it's not.
I feel the same way.
Hey, guys.